We love books.
If you're anything like me and you love books, you understand how hard it is to carry your books everywhere you go. Whether you're just taking them to work so you can read at lunch or on a break, or if you're taking them somewhere for the weekend, most of the time in a backpack or a normal bag that people carry, your books get smashed, smushed, and I hate that. So I've kind of figured out a system and a way of doing it where my books are protected and I can take more than one book with me. I literally could probably take 10 books with me, but most of the time, I'm probably carrying around 3 books, depending, give or take, when you catch me. I'll say this though, like if you are one of those weirdos with Kindles, you could probably put, 40 Kindles in this thing? If that was your thing. But we're gonna go through my everyday carry of what bag I use, what I have on me all of the time. I will say that I love watching these videos on YouTube to see what people are carrying around, and I've learned a lot, but they always seemed a little staged. So what I've done is, this is just my bag. It is what it is. I took it from my office and set it here. That's it. So it might not be as organized, but I feel like it's a little more authentic and it'll give you some insight into what it really is versus the idealized version. So the first thing is that this bag is actually a camera bag, believe it or not. So this is a company called Oberworth, and they make camera bags. And that'll make a lot more sense here in a minute. I'm gonna go through the top part and then I will go through the bottom. And so I have a lot of stuff you're gonna see. So first thing is these notepads. These are cardstock and I use them for everything. I take notes on them. Once I've written on them, if they have good information or something I wanna keep, then I take a picture and then I transfer it to some sort of document is how I do it. But I love laying them out. I love brainstorming. I have a couple pens that I use for that I really love. This has a pocket on the inside, so I don't have to have a secondary sleeve for my laptop. Sometimes I will put my laptop and my iPad in there. Right now I just have my laptop, but the sleeve is built in, as you can see, which is really cool. Then I have my headphones, which are the AirPod Pros. I always carry coffee with me because you can't trust that there's gonna be good coffee anywhere. So I have these Canyon Coffee instant 6-packs, which save me all of the time. I have these little metal pill holders that I use for my supplements that I take every day. I have about 7 of these, so when I travel, I can have a week's worth. The only reason somebody would read a book on a Kindle is because they had terrible parenting, some sort of childhood trauma, clearly issues. I have sunglasses that I have in there. Most of the time I'm using these sunglasses when I'm not in my own vehicle, if I'm in somebody else's car or I'm out of town and I'm in a rental car. But these are Gucci's. I don't know, they're probably like 4 years old, back when Gucci was relevant. Then I have this holder for my reading glasses. I usually have 2 pair of reading glasses with me at all times, but I like how this protects them. I have had the situation where I throw them in my bag and they get scratched, and that's all I have. So like for, a week out of town, I'm looking through scratched glasses. These are, the company is called Catis. Those are the reading glasses I use. I'm usually 2X. So, therapy probably works for people, I guess. If you have a Kindle, call a therapist, get a recommendation. Cigar humidor, have to have that. So this is a twisty. You can kind of see. I love to smoke a cigar with a cup of coffee while I'm reading a book. Then I have this packing cube here that I use for my cords and wires and chargers. This is a Rick Owens packing cube. I'm not sure if you can buy this, but they gave it to me at Rick Owens when I got the Rimois limited edition Rick Owens roller carry-on suitcase. It's pretty cool. You can see kind of how I do this. So one thing that I love as a hack is using old lens covers for cameras, like camera lens covers. This is a Leica one for my cords. And I have my charging cords in here, and then I also have a set of AirPods. And sometimes when I'm on a Zoom, depending on the environment, those work better than, just regular charger, extra batteries for my camera. And then I have this little charging block. I'm not a big carry around a brick guy. In fact, I rarely ever, if at all, use this, but I do like it. But most of the time I'm lending it to somebody whose phone is dying and they need it. I usually don't go through a full charge on my phone in a day, but it's nice to have in case of an emergency. I have a little dongle in there too. The Kindle was probably invented by the CIA. Like if I was the CIA, I would want people to have Kindles because I could go in there and change history. Then I have a pen. So this is a Montblanc pen with a felt tip. I know this looks like Paul Smith, but it's actually not. It's the Beatles edition. I've had it for quite a while. I love the weight and the feel of it. And then there, I just have a notepad that I will keep notes in when I'm in meetings or go to different events. Here's the fun part, and the real hack of this is this bottom part here is meant for cameras. And I do have a camera in here, but more importantly, my books. So I have my Leica Q43 in here right now, which I love that camera. Then, second hack for you with these old Leica lens covers that are hard is this is where I keep my pens and highlighters. So you can see I always have one of these silver Sharpies. Invariably, I end up in an event where I'm signing my I Am Leader book. In the first couple of pages and the last couple of pages in that book are black, so you need a silver pen to sign it. So I always have one just in case. And then these highlighters, and I love these highlighters. They're Zebra Mildliners. I like the color, I like the way they feel, I like how they last. And then the next thing is this little toilet paper bag. I'm not sure what it would be used for normally, but I use it for my tabs and stickers when I'm reading a book. So I love to tab the pages that have stuff on them that I think is important. I don't shove these into here with the highlighters because they get all bent up and they're kind of fragile. So I have a separate one. And then look at this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 books in here right now. These books are covered. They're never gonna get damaged. It's the best. The thing about a Kindle is at some point somebody could go in there and change the words and you would never know. With real books, with these books here in the library, nobody's coming in here and changing the story or the words without meeting a bunch of resistance. Like it's not gonna happen. It's set in stone. Kindles aren't set in stone. Kindles can be manipulated. So let's take this book here, The Disavowed Self, and let me show you how cool these highlighters are. Okay, how about this? In dealing with self-alienated individual, an effective psychotherapy seeks to establish a context that facilitates the process of self-acceptance. So let's just say we're really excited about that line. They don't leak. And then let's just say we want to take one of these little tabs and we want to mark this page. Boom. The other thing with these tabs and stickers are from a company called Mr. Pen. I don't like Mr. Pen's highlighters at all, but I love their tabs. And I think these are like for their Bible set, like it's for the Bible. But what's really cool about these is that they're translucent. So I can put it on a part of the page like this, right? And mark that, but I can still read it because you can see through it. It's translucent. It's really cool. So this is my everyday carry that I use. My books don't get damaged. As you can see, I could fit a couple more books in the top. So I can carry like 7, 10 books if I really, really wanted to. And you guys can tell by the muscles here that you probably, if you wanted to carry a bag with 10 books in it, you might want to get to the gym and lift some weights because it can be heavy. One cool thing is that this slides right over my roller. I'm not a big fan of checking bags. I like to just take a carry-on. I can usually do that for, you know, if I'm out of town for a week, I can do everything in a carry-on. Maybe that's another video I'll do for you. I'll teach you how to pack a carry-on for a week, but this just slides right over it. It also has a zipper here in front where you can put your keys and then your wallet, which this is my favorite wallet that I've ever had, actually. I love this wallet, and I never was on the hunt for it. I got this as a gift for Christmas, I believe. And I think I let it sit in the box for like 6 months before I, you know, was like, hey, maybe I should try that wallet. And I can't believe that I took that long. But it's is it Bottega Veneta? It's so cool because it's got 2 slots for money. So you have your dollars there and your pounds here. It's just perfect. The best wallet I've ever had. So that's my everyday carry. That's how I figured out to keep my books from getting damaged and to be able to take more than one with me wherever I go, because that's kind of my weirdness, is I'm always reading more than one book, and I like to have them around because you never know when you're going to get a minute to crack it open and read a little bit. Don't be so worried about cutting yourself. Paper cuts heal quick. Real paper is fun. There's like a, you know, there's a texture. It's tactile. It's nature. You're grounding yourself in nature when you read a book because it's a tree that was made into paper that then was made into a book, which people with a Kindle wouldn't understand.